What's up, everyone? Nerd Talk After Hours here at Lasting Ghost Tattoo. As you can see, I'm at the table all by myself because Mondo and Javier are off doing cooler things. So I'm running the show by myself tonight. Me and Darren have been here all day doing nothing but setting up this table, and our guest brought all this cool shit for us to look at. But as always, the first segment of our show, we're going to do the new product from KD Empire. So I'm going to do my best. Javi, I'm sorry if I fuck this up. So we're going to start with these Q figs because it's Daredevil and Iron Man. And I think they're awesome. So yeah, this looks like the Netflix Daredevil. I don't know if Darren wants to get in on that. It's pretty cool. A little small, but I like. Got Iron Man Q Fig. Go pick that up. They are sick. I mean, I'm more of a pop collector. I can't just start veering off and start getting. I can't.
You can't just get two.
Yeah, because
Start with like 50.
yeah, and that's what happened the first time I went into KD Empire. I walked out of there with like 5 pop toys, and I never collected them before. Yeah, that's why we stopped doing the show there. All right, so this is a Mass Effect. Looks like a bowl set, which is actually pretty cool. You guys want to check these out? They're both the same. Pretty cool. For yeah, so you know your marshmallow cereals, you can use that. We got this Incredible Hulk bowl also. Apparently this is kitchenware segment. Plastic Hulk bowl. Oh, I see now. Makes sense.
Oh, that's not your hand.
Yeah, it's not my hand. It's the Hulk hand. It's tricky. All right. One of my favorite pop toys that Javi still has at the store that I need to pick up is the vintage Batgirl. I want to say 60s, 70s costume. I'm not quite sure. But these are cool. He has most of the DC bombshells too. You guys should go check those out. And this one right here, Javi, I'm sorry, this isn't coming back to your store. Is this Deadpool statue? I don't know who made it. Alter Ego. I'm not going to open it because it's got a ton of shit in there. But if Darren wants to kind of get in on that, check it out. He's got it marked at $34.99, so it's a steal, which is exactly what I'm doing, stealing it. And so that is all that Hobby gave us for the new product segment.
Probably the last time we're going to keep it all.
Yeah, and none of this is getting back to your store. I'm sorry, Hobby. And then we're going to talk about some of the relevant nerd news that Darren and I have now destroyed the microphone. But the new Spider-Man comes out. New Spider-Man comes out this week, tonight actually. Me and one of our guests are going to see it. So if you are a Spider-Man fan and hate those other crap movies that have come out with him, go see Homecoming because I think it's going to be the best one, as far as I'm concerned. Tom Holland is definitely my favorite Spider-Man actor, if you want to call it. Spider-Man actor. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen much as Peter Parker. A little bit. And what else have we talked about, Darren? What else have we talked? The new Spider-Man game coming out for PlayStation. It comes out spring next year.
It's going to take way too long. It's going to take way too long to come out.
Oh, I know. It needs to come out like tomorrow.
Are you Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, I'm super Game of
What
Thrones.
are we, a week away now?
Dude, isn't it this Sunday or next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
It should be this Sunday. So this season is going to be 8 episodes, right? It's not going to be the full 10.
No,
And then next season is going to be 7 episodes.
something like that, yeah. And I heard that one they might wait 2 years. It's come out like 2019.
Mr. Martin, you're a jerk. Finish those books so we can get this over with. All right.
New Rick and Morty.
New Rick and Morty, and If you're in Reno, the Rick Mobile will be at Happy Joy Joy from 2 to 5 on July 10th, 2 to 5. Heather over at Happy Joy Joy is pulling out all the stops. I'm definitely missing work to go see this thing just so I can take a picture with it. I know. Yeah, come meet us and tell us how stupid we sound and look, and we'll shake hands and high five. Well, we might as well get this horror movie episode underway. I'm going to introduce our guests one at a time because there's a few of them. We're going to call my friend John Bavaro, who's been on the show before. John, have a seat. Front and center, pal.
Front and center.
So what have you been up to, man? What cool things have you been doing? What nerd things have you been doing?
I'm excited about going to Homecoming tonight.
The movie, right? Not the dance.
Yes. Well, either way,
Yeah.
but
You would be the king. for
I
sure.
would be the king.
Yeah, you would
I'd,
be the
I'd
king
be
for
voted
sure.
that guy. Definitely excited about Spider-Man for sure. I've been waiting a long time, pretty much since Civil War, of like finally being introduced with Tom Holland with that Spider-Man's been really cool.
I think it's going to be great. And I just watched that second Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, the one with Electro. It's not
bad.
It's not as terrible as I thought it was.
It's
going to
not
be.
good,
I mean,
but it's not bad.
it's no Homecoming.
It's no Tobey Maguire though, so I mean it's a little
Oh
better.
my God! Don't get me. If we start that conversation, this is going to turn into a Spider-Man episode.
Yeah, we don't.
And
We know
we're
how
gonna
that
be-
ended
we're gonna
last
be in
time.
big fucking trouble. All right, my next guest is new to the show, Laura Caldwell. Come on down. So Johnny tells me that you are somewhat of a horror expert.
Expert or nerd, I do enjoy it.
What are your your fields of expertise? What subgenre of horror movies? Because we all know there's a million of them. What are your favorites? What like top three right off the top of your head? What are your three favorites?
Well, I really like a good, gore horror
Right.
that's very bloody. I do like the comedy because it's nice to see
Right.
difference of that.
Right.
But just your classic horrors as well.
Okay.
Just enjoy it all.
Like the old black and whites, like Nosferatu. Stuff like
Universal
that.
monsters.
Yeah. Speaking of the Universal monsters, they just made that new Mummy movie. Has anybody seen it?
The one with
Not.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. Horror geeks and nerds, people who love it, haven't seen it. Universal, stop. Leave it alone.
Aren't they doing trying to do like an Avengers like thing?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be leading up to more.
Assemble
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie monsters assemble.
crossover with Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
That might make it good. I'd watch that.
Right?
I totally would.
And last but certainly not least, the youngest guest we've ever had, Daniel Robles.
Yeah.
He's the little brother none of us wanted. Daniel, why do you think I asked you to be on this show?
Because I've been loving horror movies since I could remember.
I've known you since you were 9 years old, and you've actually gotten shittier over the years. But we love you for it.
Okay.
What's your top movies? What makes you love the genre of horror movies so much?
I think slashers are what get me. Not a huge fan of like ghosts or demons or demonic stuff because it doesn't scare me.
But you watch Supernatural, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
I watched.
All right. I just wanted to specify that because if you didn't, you'd have to leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
bummer.
All right. So give me your all. I think I know the answer to this, but what's your all-time favorite horror movie or franchise? I say franchise because I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
What is it?
Halloween
Halloween all day long.
all day long. I've been saying it. I think it's one of the first horror movies that I could remember like watching and getting attached to the horror genre.
Have you ever watched like a horror movie as an adult and actually been scared? What was the last movie you saw that scared you?
I can't remember. I'm so used to them.
You're so desensitized. that
Yeah.
it doesn't do it anymore. Do you
Conjuring was
guys
kind of creepy.
do you guys get scared anymore? Do you guys watch
No.
movies and get scared anymore?
No.
I don't feel like it's scary, but you get that like eerie, creepy feeling
Right.
as an adult
Like
with
something,
it.
like you put a night light on at night
Yeah,
just to be
like
safe.
like I might keep the TV on and let my wife yell at me for
Right.
the TV being on. Like, oh no, I just want to watch this.
You're screaming
You're
like a little
looking
girl
down the
with your
hall to make
headphones
sure
on.
that no one's down the hall.
Right, right.
Of course.
I'm not gonna lie, after like The Conjuring or what are the old like Nun or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Which one was that?
Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like going pitch black, walking.
Aren't they?
I'll just think of her and I'll be like, alright.
Aren't they making a spin-off movie with the nun? Like they're making a new one.
It's like supposed to be
Yeah.
like an Annabelle sequel,
They're
isn't
making
it?
one
Like
with
an
Annabelle and that one like figure in the second one, the one that like came to life and it was like a
Like the other doll.
like the other doll. They're doing one with the doll and the nun.
So doll on doll action.
Yep.
Sick. Sick. Are there any? Actually, you know what? I wanted to talk about Netflix and all the movies that they have on there for horror movies. Like I know, and I know enough to get by, so I've assembled a panel of experts. Do you guys watch the horror movies on Netflix? Do you like get deep into the horror hole and
I-
find stuff on there?
Like I feel like during Halloween time, there's a million different movies on
Right.
Netflix that you haven't watched,
Right.
and at least want to pick one or two during that month of something new. And sometimes they're really good, and sometimes you're shutting it off halfway and like,
Right.
oh well.
And I feel like it's 50-50 because I feel like I'll put one on and 10 minutes in I'm like, I can't watch this shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watch. Then there's other times where I watch them 3 times in a row because they're so good.
But Tucker and Dale versus Evil,
Man.
found it on Netflix.
Man,
So
Fuck, that was so
Tucker and Dale
good.
vs. Evil. If you guys haven't checked it out,
You should.
it is. It goes to what Laura was saying about the comedy aspect of the horror movies. The gore is great. The special effects are great. It's well written, well casted. I think it's one of those movies that like went under the radar, and I don't think enough people.
no.
Like supported.
Yeah, I mean that movie's incredible.
They just
Damn
put
college
like,
kids.
yeah, they just put It Follows on Netflix.
So you went with us to see It Follows, right? Was that all of us when we went?
No, I saw that with my brother. We got it on like Redbox and
Oh,
watched
okay.
it.
So I don't know what your feelings are. Have you seen It Follows?
Which one is that one?
The STD one, where if you have sex with somebody who's cursed with this ghost, like this demon, it follows you and it tries to kill you unless you pass it to somebody else.
I don't think so.
Okay, you've
No. I
okay.
need to
So
watch.
we're the only ones that have seen
So
it.
let's
Wow.
start on this segment.
So
Yeah.
at first, like we went as a group to go see It Follows, and I hated it. I hated it. I thought it was stupid, and it's one of those sleepers where, like, you watch it again and you're like, I don't hate it as much. And then
Yeah.
the third time you're like, okay, I don't hate this anymore. It's good. So if you haven't seen It Follows, I call it the STD horror movie because that's basically what it is. Go check it out. It's on Netflix. If you want to get an STD and get a demon to follow you and try to kill you,
Check that
that
one
might
out.
be a good place to start. So back to the Netflix movies. Are there any that you recommend that you've seen that maybe, like any recent?
Not recent though. I think the last one that I would like really got was like Babadook,
Which we have playing
which
in
is
the
like
background.
right here. It was cool. I remember watching it and I recommended it to a bunch of my
Right.
friends, and one of my buddies was out of town and I remember him watching it and him texting me by himself in like Ely or Elko or something like that and texting me like, what the fuck did you make me watch? And yeah, have
Dude,
fun with that.
that movie spread like a plague
Oh, yeah.
through the shop. Like someone was like, "Yo, check out the Babadook," and then I was like, "Yo, did you watch Babadook? Did you watch Babadook?" Mm-hmm. It's cool. And then I think one of our friends got the book from the movie. Mm-hmm. Like someone bought it for him, and we made him take it out of the shop. Mm-hmm. We're like, "You can't have this here."
That was Mark, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't have this book here. It's got to go.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that. No.
It's too creepy. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. What about you? Are there any Netflix horror movies that you could recommend to the viewers?
See, I don't
Or
remember
maybe
what
not even
one-
Netflix. Are there any horror movies that you might want to recommend?
Well, there's this one that I can't remember the name of,
Okay.
and it was really good because I'm really into vampires. I just love the whole, gothic type love story that comes
Right.
along with, the dark side of it.
Right.
But I can't remember the name of it, but it was so funny, and I keep wanting to say the name of it's Coffin, but I looked before I got here, and,
And
that
it wasn't Coffin?
No, but it's so freaking funny.
Okay, so if you guys know a funny horror
vampire movie.
a funny
It's so
vampire.
good.
So
It's not Coffin.
and it's not
Might be like
Vampire from
Coffin.
Brooklyn or whatever that movie is with Eddie Murphy. It's not that one. What about you? You got to have something to represent.
Yeah,
you always
there's,
got something.
there's two actually. There's this movie called Christie, and it's about this like online cult that like tries to find this girl that's like pure and that is in the Bible with Jesus Christ and named Christie, but they just find like a preppy girl and they have to murder her and like film her murder and post it online. And there's this girl who like stays on campus of her college during Thanksgiving, so it's like nobody's there, and the cult actually like finds her there and she like tries to survive and yeah.
All right, so what's the other one?
The other one is gonna be Hush, where she's deaf.
Oh, I actually just watched that one. That's a Netflix one.
Interview with a Vampire.
I don't believe so.
I don't.
Did you say Interview with a Vampire? That's not a comedy.
Fucking back to Tom Cruise, really? Like, what the fuck?
No one's
We're
really
going away
comedy.
from Tom Cruise and horror movies.
Unless he's doing Mission Impossible, I don't want to hear it.
He
Right?
did do Legend.
Fine.
Okay, we got to give him that.
I'll give him Legend.
Okay.
Only because Tim
Tim
Curry.
Curry?
Yeah.
There
Only
we
because
go.
of Tim Curry. So we should probably talk about that Friday the 13th game that you and I have been dorking out on.
I've been playing it every day since it came out. Like,
So if you haven't heard, there's the new Friday the 13th game. It's a survival game. You can be either a counselor or Jason. And when the game was first released, we were getting aggravated because we couldn't even get through a full match.
Yeah.
Because there were so many people that downloaded this game when it first came out that
killed the servers.
their servers were just fucking toast.
Is it an app like?
No, it's a console game.
Okay.
Yeah, console game. It's $40. They've got most of the bugs worked out of it.
Yeah.
It's super fun. When we play, we all gang up and try to kill Daniel.
I killed them all.
Yeah.
I killed them all the first night.
Whether or not he's Jason or a counselor, we try to kill Daniel, no matter what.
Because it's the right thing.
Because it is the right thing to
Because
do.
your friend's playing a game
Yeah,
with you. Of course
because
you do.
because he's so good at it that we're like, yo, if we don't kill him, there's no way we're getting any XP for this.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
we have to take him out so we can get some XP. Yeah, but what level? What level are you now? Like 20?
Like 27.
Oh my god! And what does it go to? 30?
It changes. Like it's one bar, you get to 25, another bar. You get to like 50, another bar. So I don't know how far it can go. Did
What
you hear they're releasing the pre like murder game where you can play like before Jason arrives as like a normal storyline?
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm into that, like a campaign mode.
Yeah.
Sick. I'm into that. That's what that game needs. Is like
Yeah.
it's like a one-player mode because I don't always like to play with other people.
Yeah,
And I
sometimes you just
I
wanna click.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to be Jason and murk some fools and
You have a machete in a game
yeah,
for a
come
reason.
through the get a machete or whatever.
Yeah.
What I like about the game is that it has all the Jasons. Like as you level up, you can get Jason with the sack on his head, Jason with the different.
No, they don't
They
have
don't have
Jason.
they don't have Jason. Is that the one with the chrome?
That's
That's like
Chrome
the outer space one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Isn't Busta Rhymes in that one?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's in Halloween Resurrection.
Oh, Halloween
That's right,
Resurrection.
yes.
See, we keep doing that.
Yeah, but
There's so
Halloween.
many. There's so
Dude.
many.
Yeah. It's the second time that we
You,
messed it up.
Daniel, you were talking about these new. What's the new one coming out? The new.
Oh, the new
Halloween?
Leatherface, the new Halloween that's coming out. Danny McBride
New
is going to
It,
direct
yeah.
it.
It?
Yeah. What do you guys think of all these horror movie remakes? Because obviously the Universal ones I'm over. One and done. I don't want to see any more.
Like what are you saying? One and done.
Like these Universal monster movies. Like,
Yeah.
You did the Mummy. It sucked. If you do Frankenstein and ruin it, I'm gonna be really upset.
Well,
I
we
agree.
did, I think, like in 2010.
Oh, with the I Frankenstein or whatever.
Frankenstein.
Oh,
There's definitely been a lot of the movies that Hollywood has redone that have been awesome. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Godzilla
Amazing.
and King Kong.
Yeah.
Like,
Evil
yeah.
Dead?
Yeah. Oh man, that new Evil
Fuck,
Dead.
that was so good.
What I loved about the new Evil Dead is that, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, Ash isn't the hero,
No.
and I love that. I love that Raimi had the thought to be like, you know what, this is my movie, and I'm gonna produce it and make it something else.
But the fact of like even in that they did those little throwbacks like
Right.
when the family, the brother and the girlfriend get there and they
Right.
go see her on the car
Yeah.
and she's sitting on Ash's car.
Yeah.
that's kind of awesome.
Yeah,
I thought
good
the
for you.
setting was just so cool.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And at first I hated it in the theaters. I was like, that was so like unreal. Like that wouldn't happen. But then like I watched it again and I ultimately loved it.
Yeah.
And all that blood at the end.
Oh, the
that was
raining
great.
blood.
Oh yeah, the raining blood just being covered in it.
Like everyone heard like Slayer Raining Blood playing in your mind, watching it, you're like,
There was
yeah.
a slow scream that like
so
started
good.
in my head when that happened. Yes.
Do you ever see Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
You know
It was
that.
so cheesy but awesome.
But
It
you
was
know
like
what,
that.
though?
It was like that campy horror movie but done now.
I love the fact that they totally played up the like stereotypical. Yeah, the jock, the virgin,
Wasn't
the
it Thor?
nerd.
Thor.
Yeah, it was Thor.
Fucking Thor.
Thor drove a dirt bike into an invisible wall and fell into a canyon.
So far down.
Dude, so good. And
Yes.
so good. What I loved about that movie was the first time I saw it, I had no clue what the twist was going to be. Like,
No. I remember going to the theater and handing the old man at the theater
Yeah.
thing our ticket, and he's like, "Oh, see if you can count how many monsters." Like, you're fucking creepy. And like as soon as the movie was over, I'm
Are
like,
you sure it was at the movies and not just like walking down the street? And...
It might have been.
Yeah.
People come up and ask you about that, but yeah, he weirded me out. And then watching the movie, I'm like, that was awesome. Oh my god.
I always forget the nerd character's name, but I love the fact that they basically just did Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And his weapon of choice
Was the coffee bomb?
Was the coffee, the extendable coffee bomb. Was the best. It's the best horror movie weapon ever. Keep your machetes, keep your axes, keep your harpoons. Give me the extendable coffee bong, and I'm into it.
Bongs and blades don't need reloading.
I remember
Oh
seeing
my
it.
God, that's right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're in a jam, those are the ones that don't need reloading.
bongs need reloading.
Well, but as a weapon?
As
No.
a weapon, no.
There we go.
Yeah. Weed's legal now. Just saying.
We can say that.
Yeah, we can say that. You can go buy weed. Like you just walk to the store and you can go buy it. Nevada's a great place to live. We can buy weed whenever we want. Moving on. So,
You know what that movie reminded me of? The Cabin in the Woods was 13 Ghosts.
oh man,
That
I
movie,
love.
like how they had the
I was
captured of
hoping
The little glass cells and
I
stuff
love
like
that.
that.
I was hoping
So
somebody
cool.
would bring up that movie because I feel like that's one of those like love or hate movies. Like either you love it or you hate it. Because Matthew Lillard he's a little hard to take serious in anything. You know, I mean, he's Shaggy. He's Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Literally.
Yeah.
Shaggy.
Oh man.
I will
So
say this.
good.
Ever since I was a kid and when I watched that movie, my favorite scene is where she first puts on the glasses and that jackal dude is just standing there.
Oh, with
Throws her back and like.
That was the one with like the big cage on his face.
Yeah, he had the cage and the
Yeah.
long hair.
Yeah, tits are out, cool.
I thought the one with like the branch like this and she's just like
The little
old
kid,
lady.
the little kid with the arrow through his head. Like little kid, little creepy kids in movies. Like, I'm not okay with that. Like
They have a
that-
total different
like
level of
that
creepiness.
scene in The Shining with those
The
two
two
little
girls?
assholes in the fucking hallway.
Those are why you don't walk down a long hallway.
Right.
Like you just.
What's everyone's thing? Like, mine's old ladies that are creepy.
Mine's little kids, man. Like even in the game BioShock, the
God.
little sisters.
Yep.
Dude, little sisters, no fucking way, dude. No fucking way.
Deep
Like-
water.
What? Oh,
Deep water.
oh, like what was that movie? Ghost Ship? Is that the one where?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
ghost ship.
Where
Remember
the-
that
The
one?
beginning scene that the
Cuts
wire
everybody
just
off.
cuts down and cuts everybody on the
And the
boat
poor
in
little
half.
girl just like her head slides off. Oh man, that movie's great. Like that just like even
Just
if-
that scene
yeah,
alone.
Yeah, if you just watch that movie, watch the scene where everybody gets cut in half all at once, then you can shut it off because it's fun. That's
Yeah, that's pretty
scene
much
of the
what
whole-
you need to watch.
It's the whole scene. It's the best scene of the whole movie. I'm super into that. Super into that.
Yeah, ghost
Um,
ship was pretty good.
What about yeah?
Like,
What's
get-
your thing?
The creepiness thing, it's always been like, I think like the demonic stuff, like Exorcist, like possession things.
Okay.
Like that's kind of always had that little hair on the back of my neck stand up a little bit.
What I think one of my favorite like movies around like possession and stuff like that is Constantine. I love like the possession scenes in that movie. Like I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan, so you're not going to hear me badmouth him at all because I love that movie. But like that's the scenes where like it's exercising the demon with the mirrors and stuff like. I like that. That's like a cool take on the whole
It was-
exorcism thing. Like,
It was really good.
I've never seen an exorcism done like that in a movie before.
No.
So
It was a different way of a different twist, but the mirrors, how he did all that
Yeah.
stuff was really cool.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't hate that movie
what,
any means.
what I love especially is Shia LaBeouf getting knocked off.
Yeah.
Like,
Not mad at that.
Anytime he dies in a movie, I'm totally fine with it.
You don't like Shia LaBeouf?
I like him when he dies in movies. At the end, where he gets crushed, but he's helping with the exorcism and he gets fucking thrown off.
In the window.
Yeah, he gets thrown out the window.
I'm gonna have to rewatch.
Oh my God, Darren, come on, lock it up. What
What
was
about
it? Yeah, what's your?
I don't really have a creepy factor. I
Like,
kind of
even,
like
like-
it all. Like,
So
the creepier
maybe
the
maybe
better.
a better question would be when you were little. What was the first horror movie you saw that scared you? What was like the first
It
one
was
that like
definitely Freddy.
Freddy?
Freddy was the scariest.
Which one though? Which was it? The first
I
one?
believe it was the first one. I was little. I had to be under like 8.
The
It
first,
was
yeah, the first Friday the 13th.
Freddy.
What?
Nightmare on
Freddy.
Elm Street.
You're going back to Friday the 13th.
I'm
like
all about
crazy.
it, man. I'm all
I know
about it.
you are,
But like that was mine. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was mine. So yeah, the first Freddy movie I saw, Nightmare on Elm Street, was Dream Warriors.
Oh, that's such a good one.
That's
that was
that's
so
that's
good.
that's
I think
of the Freddy movies. That's mine. But
Yeah.
my favorite one is probably Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
That one was great.
because that one, I feel like that one felt more real world. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, it was like in the real
They-
world.
I just-
Because you
love the
actually
way it
saw
was
Robert
done.
Englund like
Yeah.
playing himself,
Himself.
but trying
Yeah.
to be Freddy too,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Well, I
that-
just loved the thought of like the character coming to life and like consuming the person who's
Yeah.
all about it.
Yeah.
I just loved it.
I think that it's kind of like American Horror Story. The Roanoke. Has anyone ever? Have you
I watched-
Roanoke?
I watched it.
Same thing where the actress Kathy Bates, her character is like taken over by the butcher or whatever. And that's why I liked American Horror Story too. It was the same reason. Like it felt like real world. Like
Yeah.
halfway through the season, they kind of like mixing the real world and the show, and it does the typical American Horror Story thing and throws you for a
Throws
loop.
you for a
Yeah.
What
twist.
do you guys think about American Horror Story?
I love them. I love all of them. I think my least favorite would be probably the Carnival one.
The Freak
Freak
Show.
Show.
Freak Show. Yeah.
I actually kind of like that one.
I
Neil Patrick Harris was in it.
yeah.
I watched all the way up to Freak Show. I loved season 1, 2, and 3 especially.
Two was my favorite one.
Yeah,
that was
2 was
good.
the Asylum.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
God,
thought
that one was
Coven
so
was
good.
just so good because it was so funny and so scary as well.
Right.
But I stopped at Freak Show. I didn't like continue.
Man, you got to watch
You should get
Roanoke.
back into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roanoke
Set
and
your
Hotel.
standards lower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hotel is great. I mean,
Hotel. Oh, I forgot about the hotel.
yeah. Hotel is a weird one for me because it made me like Lady Gaga. Like, first
dude,
of all, you get to see Lady Gaga naked, which isn't a bad thing. But
And there's
That-
vampires.
and there's vampires. There you go. You got your
Yeah.
vampires.
It's true.
And there's lots of blood.
Dude, that
Tons
the
of blood
very
everywhere,
first
yeah.
episode of the hotel, when that creepy thing is just railing that person from behind with a giant spike.
the
Yeah.
Silver Ceiling
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this is on TV. Shit. All right. Well, and
Yeah.
like, it's not a movie. It's not a rated
No.
R movie. Like,
No.
that's on FX.
They went
They went there.
They went there.
They
They
took
went
it
there.
which is I love what I love about that series is like they're like, you know what, fuck it, we're just gonna do this.
Yeah, they don't
People
care.
expect us to do fucked up shit anyway. We might as well. Mm-hmm. So you should go check out Roanoke and Hotel. I think you'll
That's
dig
what
it.
I've been hearing is like I saw parts of like Hotel, but I just never fully got into it.
So good.
Roanoke I
It's
heard
so
was a
good.
really good season.
When she's all letting her son's ashes go.
Yeah.
It's all over her.
Oh my god, so great.
What else is there that
The I don't know.
does it go to season 6 and that's it?
Yeah, it goes.
Or wait,
Roanoke. Yeah, Roanoke is 7, correct? Or 6?
Six,
It's
I
6.
think.
Yeah.
Wanna
I don't
say
know.
yes.
There's so many.
There is. And
Yeah,
they're so good.
I can't keep track of my day to day, let alone how many seasons of American Horror Story there are. But I love the the first movie I ever saw that scared the shit out of me, well, obviously Friday the 13th because I keep going back to it. But even before that, when I was a wee lad, was the original Blob.
Oh,
Like,
God.
I don't know why, but I just remember like sitting in my living room late at night. My parents were asleep, don't know I'm up, and I'm watching this, and there's just this creature coming over the whole city, just slowly go, and it freaked me out because I thought it was really going to happen. And for the longest time, after I told my dad that, my dad, being the asshole that created this thing you see, would tell me that the Blob was going to come get me.
Why wouldn't you?
So
Yeah.
I took that as gospel because when your father tells you these things are going to come get you, they come get
Like
you.
I remember my dad with
Yeah.
like the Blob era, like that genre. He was showing me the Blob and the Fly.
Oh wait,
Like the Fly fucking creeped me out so bad as a kid. Oh
and
my god.
what's funny, I don't think The Fly was meant to be like a horror movie.
No, but it
Like,
was fucking scary.
yeah, and like the whole transformation where his fingernails start coming off,
And
and
you see like the close up of his mouth and the little
Oh
tongue
my
kind
God.
of.
That
Yeah,
reminds me of
no.
that new movie on Netflix, the clown movie, where the
I
dad,
haven't seen that one. He finds
the dad
the
starts
costume.
becoming like a clown.
Really?
It just like grows on him.
It's the guy who did like Hostel and
Yeah.
Oh, Eli Roth.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gets this curse-stricken Halloween costume. He can't rip off the nose.
Oh, I saw something like I remember that.
Yeah.
His nose swells up to the actual.
Mm-hmm.
And he just
What is it called?
It's called Clown.
Clown.
Yeah, it's just
Clown?
called Clown.
That makes sense. It's not just a clever name, huh?
I loved Goosebumps.
Like as an adult, like
With Jack Black?
that new one with Jack Black was terrifying. That Yeti looked real as hell.
Also, like the one at after school, like being on a plane and a blob like taking it over, and you're on a plane, you can't do anything.
Yeah, no way.
I always-
Talking about things that were scary when we were kids. How about what were those books?
Goosebumps?
No, the stories you
Scary
tell-
telling.
Scary stories.
Scary stories.
Yeah.
Scary stories. To
They
tell
were
in the
supposed
dark.
to make that into a movie.
Or-
Like there was talk about it
yeah.
of making it into a movie for a while.
That was a good one. Then the next one would be so dark.
Yeah.
You're like,
And they always had like that one little illustration or
On the
like
cover?
the tree head with the, oh my god, it wasn't even like that creepy, but like somebody's
As a kid, it
somebody's
was.
brain thought of that and drew this creepy ass thing on his children's book.
There was always the one that was like a profile of a face and it had like a reddish nose.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that one was fucking
Yeah,
terrifying
it's
as a kid.
not-
dude.
it's not
Holy
okay.
shit.
Yeah.
But those were always the books that you got at like the school book fairs, and your mom and
the
dad
fact
gave
that they
you
let
money.
us have any of these was
Yeah.
amazing.
Book fairs were fun.
Book fairs were
Like, I'm
rad.
not supposed to have this. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I don't know
Take
why
it.
book fairs were so lit, but
Lit AF. I always talk about favorite like costumes, the way villains look, like so, or villains or superheroes, and I feel like that's very important to how the character is
Oh, yeah.
portrayed. Who do you think, as far as like the kind of villain that they are and the way they kill people and the way they look, like which one is the complete package?
Like, that makes sense?
Yeah, which one out of all the horror movie baddies do you think is the complete package?
Ghostface.
You think Ghostface?
I think it's so cool the way it's done.
I didn't like. She didn't like that answer.
Really? Ghostface?
Right.
I just thought it was so.
Why do you think Ghostface is the complete package?
Because it was so like creepy because he could just dash at you and just get you in the stomach with a knife. or
Yeah, but I
something.
feel like I feel like a lot of villains can do that. I will say in your defense that there was more than one.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was like multiple people made it
Just
kind
the
of cool.
costume was just good. The way the mask is, the robe, and it's like the difference between you buy the costume at the store or like the real life movie costume. It looks completely different, and I just think it's creepy to me. Like that was standing in my corner like of a house. Like,
What about you? Who do you think is the complete horror movie baddie package?
That would be Otis Driftwood from 1,000 Corpses
Yeah.
and Double
You know
Trouble.
what?
He is
I-
just on point.
Man.
He's a total
Yeah.
dick. He knows what to say. He has no remorse, and he just looks dirty. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I feel like he looks dirty even when he's not playing that character. Like even when he's like in interviews,
That's just him.
he's like he's the Daniel Day-Lewis of like Rob Zombie movies.
Like, he shows up
He's
on-
always in character.
He shows up
Yeah.
on set and they're like, yeah, you know what? You're good. Just go wait over there. We'll call you in a
He goes to a
minute.
casting call, like, you guys can go home.
Yeah, we're
Otis is
good.
here. He's fine.
He was just walking by though.
Yeah.
Like, wait. Come in here.
Like, all right. What about you, Johnny? Who's your?
Honestly, like, Leatherface just kind of, I mean, he's a butcher.
Are you saying that because you brought this amazing?
Well-
is this a McFarlane?
That's yours?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
so-
it.
Amazing.
I love it so
Where do you
much.
keep that?
In my toy room that my wife loves so much.
That she makes you downsize.
No, I
have
actually
a
have an
room.
entire room.
She gave
now.
you a whole room.
Yeah.
She is a saint.
I love you so much, babe. I really do.
T-Bone Guevara said,
T-Bone being Johnny's brother.
yeah, older guys, used to, you guys just watch
Oh, dude, we used to sneak into that school.
Indian school.
Oh, God. That school was...
Don't you mean Native American?
That's when I was politically correct. My brother is the jerk who's not. All right.
Guys in all the way to India.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
went all the way to India
I know.
to sneak into an abandoned school.
But yeah, we used to sneak into that. It was on like Unsolved Mysteries, and we used to sneak into this like school and go look at everything. And dude, we were so creeped out of that
If I
place.
could say something that like truly terrifies me, it's shows like Forensic Files, Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, the real stuff, because it's real
No,
shit.
It's not like it's the vibe. It's like the narrator, like the way they present it. It's just so freaky because it happened and they're talking about it.
I feel like sometimes real life is scary.
It is
Mm-hmm.
scary,
So,
yeah.
like,
The movie Copycat with Sigourney Weaver.
I have not.
I know it, but I haven't seen it.
It's just scary because it's so plausible. Like someone tries to kill her and she's like taking a piss. And like, the stall with like one of those cattle prod things that they can like grab dogs with or whatever. And then they're strangling her. She gets out of it, and then like years later, someone's just doing like the exact same stuff to her. And it's just scary.
It's
'cause
Copycat?
so plausible. Yeah.
Huh.
What I wanna. What's the worst horror movie you've ever seen? And it's probably on Netflix.
It
So,
probably is.
it's probably on Netflix. I feel like, and I'm gonna say this movie. It's not really a horror movie. It's more of like a gore movie. Is Hobo with a Shotgun? Have you seen that?
No.
Hobo with a Shotgun.
I've heard of it.
It's
Is that why
super-
it's your worst one? Because no
it's
one's heard of it?
it's super gory. It was on Netflix for a minute, and
One where he goes on the bus. Or something.
yeah, and it's the I don't know if
Sounds
the,
very familiar.
yeah, I mean you definitely know somebody who has talked about how much they hate this movie. Mm-hmm.
I've heard of it. I've
it's-
heard. I remember a conversation with someone about this movie.
It's so crazy to me because like in that movie they use like super high speed cameras and like the cinematography is great, but everything else is fucking garbage. Like it is it's like a steaming pile of human shit.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm
To
bad
me,
horror
like-
movie. I don't know. I'm really trying to think.
I feel like
Most effed up movie you've ever seen.
Walrus or a Tusk. I mean Tusk.
Yeah, with
I don't know why I said why. I was just so excited to say it.
that guy did Red State. You see that one?
I have not seen Red State.
It's just a cult movie.
Oh.
The same guy did that movie as Tusk. It's got John Goodman in it. That
Tusk, it's basically like if you took Human Centipede, took
Oh,
out all,
Jesus.
took out all the other people and just turned the guy into a walrus.
Dude, when they fight at the end.
So Justin Long plays a man who's
What? He's in that
the-
too?
plays-
Oh my god.
plays a man who
Haley Joel Osment.
oh yeah, he's this creepy fucking camera buddy.
Yeah.
He's the Darren.
Yeah.
He's the Darren. It was Darren. The Darren was in the
He
Tusk.
was in
Justin Long plays a guy who is kidnapped. He's a radio DJ or some sort of like public figure, and he's oh yeah, oh shit, bum bum bum. He's kidnapped by this crazy guy who feels that the walrus is the height of evolution. Loves him. Kidnaps him, turns him into a walrus.
Drugs him.
Drugs him.
Mutilates his body.
Yeah.
But if it's the worst movie you've ever seen, we're talking about it, and now
So,
I want to
well,
watch it.
no,
It can't
what
be
I-
that bad.
I was.
They
I,
turned into a walrus.
yeah, like, I want to see that. Like, I
The
want to
reason-
go and like.
the
I just want to
reason-
see the ending now and just be like, all right, that's what they did.
The reason
Fair
the
enough.
reason I brought it up is because I went into it. No, I was like, this is gonna be the worst movie I've ever seen, and it wasn't. Like, and it wasn't. And I was like,
The worst is how he brainwashes him. Like,
oh yeah.
tortures him when he like tries to like act human.
So he like puts him in this like walrus habitat with like an island and everything. He makes him like learn
he's,
how
like,
to
in a
swim
zoo?
like a walrus. And
What is this called?
it's called
It's
Tusk.
like an April Fool's.
Yeah, Kevin Smith did it.
Okay.
It's called Tusk.
Oh god, that's even better that he did it too.
Yeah,
really?
it's amazing. His daughter's in it for like a hot second. Yeah, Harley Quinn Smith.
So it's
she's
not
fine.
the worst movie you've ever seen.
No,
So what's the worst movie? There we go. We're back on that again.
and
You ever seen Clockwork Orange?
No, I fucking love Clockwork
Yeah.
Orange.
it's not a horror movie.
It's not really a good movie.
No,
And
it's
that's not
really
a bad movie. That movie
Great
is
movie.
awesome. That movie
Oh,
is
man.
so good.
The worst horror movie.
Halloween 2 that Rob Zombie did was pretty
Yes.
fucking
You know what?
awful.
I will.
That was pretty
I'm gonna
awful.
say that.
Okay, I'll stand
I,
behind
I
that.
didn't even finish it when I first watched it.
You didn't miss
That bad.
much.
Yeah.
Like you
I saw like just the white horse thing, and I was just like, oh my god, please stop. And I just
Please just make this end.
it was bad.
What was that? What's that?
The first Halloween movie.
The first one he did was great.
It was
Like,
great.
it was really cool.
Backstory and
I think the main problem that like John Carpenter called him out on was that he revealed too much, and that's like what John Carpenter did with the first one. He didn't reveal anything. He kept it so like secret, and that's why it was so scary. Is because
Right. You feel like the character was too familiar by the time the movie
yeah.
started. And
So
you're
it's
I'm not
like
scared
when you know
anymore.
so much about the character, you're not really interested anymore. You're like, I'm not intrigued. I'm not gonna keep watching.
Oh, Justin commented House of Wax.
Paris Hilton.
Dude, Paris
I
Hilton
love
dies
that
so
one.
That's-
awesome in that. Like, it's not a bad movie once that happens. All
It
right.
goes back to the whole Shia LaBeouf dying in movies. If someone I don't like dies in a movie, I automatically like the movie.
Paris Hilton gets
Yeah.
speared through the head. I'll T-vote that.
I love
Fair
it.
enough.
Over and
Over
over
and
and
over
over
and
again.
over.
Keep that in the logs.
Yep.
Just keep that in the TiVo,
Yep.
in the cat, in the.
Oh, you erased it?
Now I gotta go down YouTube and find that scene again. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. There's a lot
But
of.
so like
really
looking
shit
at these newer like we can't deny anything that like Freddy, Jason, Friday the 13th, all that kind of stuff, Michael Myers has been one of the biggest genres of movies, like especially the horror movie.
Right.
But they've been redoing these movies so much. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw has had the first one, Jessica Biel.
Biel, we did this before.
We did this before.
We did this before, Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel, that one was great.
Oh,
I thought
so
it was
The
good.
guy
I thought it
from
was great.
Army movie. Come on, help me out. Full Metal Jacket. The sergeant from Full Metal Jacket was the
He is
the
intimidating.
yeah.
Yeah, in anything he does, even in
It was great.
Saving Silverman.
But the Friday the 13th and the Freddy that they just redid, like, what did you guys think of those?
Friday the 13th is one of those movie sagas that they can pretty much do anything and I'll watch it.
I
Like Jason X that we were talking about earlier. I mean, he's in outer space, man.
Yeah, it was fucking
Yeah.
What better movie than Jason in outer space?
I just rewatched the Friday the 13th remake the other night, actually, like 2 nights ago. And my favorite part of that whole movie is like the first 15 minutes where they kill off that like group of teens like camping. I thought that
Oh
was
yeah,
really good.
like the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he like
Where he-
strings them up over
like,
the campfire.
yeah, I thought that was good. And like the bear trap,
Yeah.
everything about that one was good. And
Those things where you're actually like feeling it as you're watching it, you're like, oh,
You can
I-
feel your shin just
I saw both of those in theaters. I was 9 and I watched the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, and I didn't like it at first. I was like, eh.
So with that being said, the question comes up: favorite kill scene?
Oh.
I'll start.
Okay.
Mine is from Dream Warriors, where Homeboy gets pulled into the bed, where he's laying on the bed listening to his headphones, and the hands just come out and pull him in. When I first saw that when I was a little tyke, And again, I was super naive when I was a kid, and I thought that shit was gonna happen. So like, I would like,
Sleeping at night,
I would go like sleep on the couch in the living room. I'm like, well, you can't like grab me because there's not enough room. So
Your
it's
hands are only
thin.
so big, and then your hands
his
can't
hands are
go.
so big he can't get me. And like, it's on the couch. Like, maybe I'll hear him. So I try to be logical as a kid over something that will obviously never happen. But yeah, that scene where he gets pulled into bed and basically eviscerated. That's my favorite kill scene. I mean, that's probably the most memorable one for me. I don't know if it's the
All right.
best one I've ever seen.
Memorable.
Because, I mean, we've all seen Final Destination, so
Yeah.
Oh, those
kill
are
scenes
rough.
on kill scenes on kill
We've seen
scenes.
Hostel 2 of
Yeah.
the
Oh
sickle
my
thing
God.
with that girl
I
just
love
hanging.
that. She just slices her.
Yeah, that's creepy. Gee,
That was where she was taking the bath.
yeah, and all the candles are around her. and She
Is
has
that-
the
is that
giant
your- is that
sickle.
your-
Very
kill scene?
sensual. Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Is that yours? Is that your kill scene?
No.
What's your favorite kill scene?
The one that stands out that still to this day always was the first Halloween when Michael's up at the top of the stairs and has the knife and just impales that guy against
Yeah.
the door and then just puts his arm down. The guy's just hanging there. Like, yeah.
Simplicity.
It's simplistic. But you
Yeah.
look in Gore thing, the Evil Dead remake, where she like straps the chainsaw on at the very end and there's just gallons of blood.
Raining-
and she
Slayer
just-
starts playing,
and Slayer's
raining
playing,
blood.
and she just cuts that thing in half with a chainsaw, and you're like, oh, and the movie ends, and I'm so happy I spent this money. And that's what happened.
Your favorite kill scene?
I don't really know. I kind of
What-
like them all.
What,
And
what
they're-
you, I mean, if you could be a horror movie baddie, how?
Baddie.
What would your kill be? What would your signature kill be?
Just
I've
something
thought
that-
about this. I know Daniel has too.
Something that's super drawn out and something you wouldn't tell your mother about.
Like mind games, like
Yeah.
like torture, like
Yeah,
involving torture.
Totally.
Oh,
Like where they're
Like
barely
you'd be in,
alive by
you'd
the
be
All right,
you're up
all
in
right.
hostel kind of thing.
I didn't see that coming, but all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about
One
you?
of my favorites is Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th Part 4 is where she runs down the stairs and she's trying to open the door and she looks back and the axe just flies through the door and gets her in the chest.
Nice.
Or-
See, accuracy. I'm
Yeah,
into that.
that one too, or the one in the same movie where she's looking out the window and she looks back, she looks out again, and Jason just pulls her by her head and throws her out the window.
Dang.
Yeah, I love
Dude, that's what I love about that game too. Is like
Yeah.
they have like all the Jason kills. You can like smash somebody in a door. You can run them. You can like smash, like rip them out of a car. You
Yeah.
can stomp their head and rip their
My,
arms off.
my
like,
favorite in that game so far is where he grabs me by my neck and then I'm like trying to punch back and he just shoves the axe under your chin.
Oh yeah.
It just rips out your jaw and you're like dead.
You know what's some stressful death scenes in Saw?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
So I'm a fan of the.
I like
I
all
love
the
the
Saws.
Saw movie.
There's a new one coming out.
Is
Oh,
there
I'm
really?
so excited.
I'm
Thinking
Alright,
about,
it's called
can
Jigsaw.
I get a key out of my eye if I have to?
No,
You-
I would
there's
die.
all that stuff that you look at. If you were that way, could you do any of those? And
I love that big play.
yeah, that
Like,
big thing.
oh, that's it.
All right,
This is
well,
how I
this is
go.
gonna suck.
This is how I go.
Gnarly snake, the guy has like a water cage on his head that's filling up with water, and it gets to the point where he can't breathe. He finds a pen and stabs himself in the
Oh,
throat so he can
no.
breathe, and he's
I think the worst one that I've like seen is where he was trapped in the like the room and the walls just start like slowly,
oh, and his bones are
so like and you just hear his bones like crushing.
There was, I think it was was it the second one when they're in the house
Yeah.
and like moving around and stuff?
Yeah.
There was, yeah, the needles. God, oh, I don't know what it was, but there was like the junky, like pot of used
Yeah, you had
needles.
to get the key.
And the
out.
guy just like throws her in there and she's digging around and used neat. Oh God, that thing.
Womp,
You went
womp.
there. All right, fair enough.
You took the easy road.
that stupid girl shoves her hand in the razors.
Just up there and goes to pull him down.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Bleeding out.
no, no.
That movie has some cringing.
Yeah.
They all
You know
do.
what movie, and it's also not a horror movie that I just thought of, Seven.
Oh,
It's
Seven's
in
a
the
good one.
box. God.
Yeah,
it's
I
so-
mean, the most quoted line that I've ever, like, it's probably, I
the
said
minute
it.
anyone gets a package,
Yeah.
it's just what's in the box.
I said it to Darren today when he brought the pizza.
Yeah.
Like, like, what's in the box? The scene for Gluttony, where he kills the dude who's gluttonous, and he's the
Like
dude
strapped to the table, right?
He's strapped to the table, and he force feeds him.
And there's just the air fresheners
Yeah,
hanging all
just-
over the house.
That scene fucks me up because one, could you imagine what that room must smell like?
No.
It must smell like
No.
a Chinese food restaurant dumpster. It must smell like the worst thing on the planet.
Why do you know what a dumpster Chinese food smells like?
Could you just think about like what a dumpster of a Chinese food restaurant would smell like? It would smell like a dead body. Like just think about what think about what your Chinese food smells like when it's fresh.
All right.
And imagine it sitting in the bottom of a dumpster.
Okay, fair enough.
See? There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
don't want to know
There
that
you go.
smell.
That's what I imagine that scene smells
All
like.
right, fair enough.
Or the scene where the guy like straps on the
knife?
the dildo knife thing. Fuck, man.
He made me do it.
The fact that there's people out there that think of this shit scares the fucking pants off me.
yeah.
Like, there's people out there whose brains work on that frequency.
Like, let's make this a scene. Like, here you go.
What's the worst thing? You know what? Let's literally fuck her to death. Like, let's literally
Death by
fuck
snoo snoo.
Death by snoo snoo. Thank you for the Futurama reference. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Death by snoo snoo. I think that is pretty close to the end of the show. Johnny and I are catching, like I said, Spider-Man: Homecoming tonight. We've been waiting a very long time for this, ever since Avengers. So we are very excited to get our popcorn and go see this movie.
You're not sitting next to me with popcorn, though.
We're in the seats by ourselves. We can't do the popcorn trick.
Ah, fair enough. All right.
We get our own popcorns. We get our own popcorns.
Fair enough.
I want to thank everybody for coming on the show. Daniel,
Yeah.
thank you for being on the show. I appreciate you. Laura, it was a pleasure meeting you.
nice
Thanks for
meeting
being on the
You're
show.
welcome.
Check out our YouTube channel, Nerd Talk After Hours, our Instagram. I'll get to you in a second, Johnny. Go check out our YouTube. A special thanks to Johnny because he bought my Spider-Man ticket. And I wanted to say it at the end of the show because
Oh,
that's
okay.
awesome because you know how much I love Spider-Man and I wanted to thank you at the
You know
end
how
of
much
the show.
we love
I
Spider-Man.
know. I'm a
Okay.
Spider-Man junkie.
toys.
And the toys?
And the toys, like, thank you. And Daniel brought us pop toys. We're all pop nerds. I think probably each one of us owns at least one pop toy.
Yeah, I own a bunch.
He got me one.
See,
I
you
did.
own one. You didn't
Yep.
buy it, but you own one.
I have three.
See?
So yeah, check out our YouTube. Go on Instagram. Get on the KD Empire Facebook. Thanks again, everybody, for watching the show. Javi and Mondo, we missed you. We'll see you next week. We're out from Nerd Talk. Thank you.
Night.